cells are again divided into two types of cells: intrinsic component cells and migrant cells or related cells. So intrinsic component cells, it includes the fibroblast, undifferentiated mesenchymal cells, pigment cells and adipocytes. These are included in the intrinsic component cells. And migrant cells or related cells, these are the macrophage cells, mast cells, lymphocytes, plasma cells, monocytes and eosinophils. These are included within migrant cells. Okay. And another component is intercellular ground substance. These are lying in between the cells and the fibers. So connective tissue, it is characterized by presence of three components: cells, fibers and extracellular matrix. It gives definite shape to the organ and body and supports other tissues and performs the various functions. Okay, so this is the function of the connective tissue. So based on, we are dividing the connective tissue in these following types based on structure and function. First one is embryonic or fetal connective tissue. It has also known as mucoid connective tissue, that you will get in the umbilical cord. Okay, mucoid type of connective tissue. And mesenchyme. And connective tissue proper, it is again of two types: loose areolar connective tissue and dense connective tissue. Dense connective tissue again divided into regular and irregular. So dense regular connective tissue and dense irregular connective tissue. And these are the specialized connective tissue: cartilage, bone, adipose tissue, blood and hemolymphatic tissue. These are included in specialized connective tissue. So connective tissue is divided into connective tissue proper and specialized connective tissues. So connective tissue proper again divided into embryonic connective tissue and adult connective tissue. Embryonic connective tissue divided into mesenchyme and mucoid connective tissue, and adult connective tissue divided into loose areolar connective tissue and dense connective tissue. It is again divided into dense irregular and dense regular connective tissue. Now specialized connective tissue, it includes the cartilage, bone, blood and adipose tissue. So this is the classification of connective tissue. This chart is very important. Okay. These are the components, summarization of the components. Okay, components includes the cells. Cells are the, you can hear? Okay. So cells are the resident cells and wandering cells. Resident cells are these: fibroblast, adipocytes, macrophages, mast cells, pigmented cells and adult stem cells. And wandering cells are the lymphocytes, plasma cells, neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils and monocytes. These are the wandering cells or migrant cells. Okay. Fibers are the three types of fibers are there: collagen fiber, reticular fiber, elastic fiber. And intercellular ground substance, it consists of proteoglycans, glycoproteins and glycosaminoglycans, GAG. So these are the components. Actually it has been distorted. So these are the cells actually. Okay, these are the cells and these small line like structures, these are the fibers. Fibers are of different types. And in between the cells and fibers, the material is known as the ground substance. Okay, so here one fibroblast has been shown, large lymphocyte, small lymphocyte has been shown, and these are the collagen fiber bundles. These thicker bundles are the collagen fiber bundles and the slender fiber is the elastic fiber. Okay, see here, three different types of fibers. Types of fibers. Collagen fiber is present in all the connective tissues And reticular fibers, this is present in basement membrane, lymph node and liver. See, this is pink in color and the fibers are lying in bundles. Okay, and these bundles are giving branches. And here in reticular fiber, you can see it is pinkish in color, but this reticular fiber cannot be stained with hematoxylin eosin. Okay, it can be stained with silver staining. So that's why it is black in color. Silver staining, it takes black color. Reticular fiber you will get in basement membrane, lymph node and liver. And elastic fiber, see here single fibers are lying, fibers are wavy and their individual fibers are branching. That is the difference. Here fibers are lying in parallel bundles and the bundles are branching. But in elastic fiber it is also pink in color. Single fibers are lying, fibers are wavy and individual fibers is branching. Okay, so you have understood the difference between three types of fibers: collagen fiber, elastic fiber and reticular fiber. And most importantly, reticular fiber is stained only with silver staining. Okay, it cannot be stained with the hematoxylin eosin staining. That's why it is taking black color. So when you will draw the reticular fiber, you draw with plain pencil. Okay, not the pink or violet pencil. You draw with plain normal black pencil. Okay. So elastic fiber you will get in blood vessels, lung and ligamentum nuchae. So next we will discuss the individual fibers in details. First is the collagen fiber. It is strong, flexible, inelastic and have high tensile strength. Staining, it is stained with all these methods. Eosin staining slides you will see here. So it will take pink in color. Other stains it takes are the fast green, methylene blue, aniline blue, Masson trichome and Van Gieson staining. Light microscopy, fibers lie in bundles and showing wavy pattern. You have seen in the previous picture, fibers were lying in parallel bundles. And the 29 different types of collagen fibers have 42 different chains. Alpha chains are there. Okay. See here, this is collagen fibril. This is the microstructure has been shown. Here 3 alpha chains are intertwined with each other to form each of this collagen fibril. Okay. So these are the different types of collagen and their locations. Mainly 5 to 6, first 5 to 6 type of collagen is important. So type 1 collagen you will get in skin, tendons, sclera, bone and fascia. Type 2 you will get in vitreous humor of eye, intervertebral disc and cartilage. And type 3 you will get in skin, blood vessels and lung. Type 4 in the basement membrane of the epithelium. Type 5 mostly found with type 1 collagen and forms the stroma. Type 6 you will get in muscle and cartilage matrix, in the matrix of the cartilage mainly. So up to 6 it is generally important. So type 1 collagen is the commonest type of collagen fibers. 90% of collagen fibers are type 1. Okay. Provide protections, resistance to stretch and tension, and its deficiency leads to osteogenesis imperfecta. Okay. It is a bone disease. Shape of the bone is deformed in this disease, osteogenesis imperfecta. Okay. Next we go to type 2 collagen. It provides resistance to intermittent pressure and it is located in hyaline and elastic cartilage, vitreous humor of the eye, nucleus pulposus of the intervertebral disc and notochord. Okay. Its deficiency leads to Niest dysplasia. Next is type 3 collagen. This is also known as reticular fibers. Okay, these reticular fibers are one of the type of collagen fibers. Sometimes it is included within some types of collagen fibers, mainly type 3. It is located in loose connective tissue in liver, spleen, lung, kidney and uterus, endoneurium, blood vessels and skin. Deficiency leads to Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Next we go to type 4, present in the form of sheets of short filaments found in lens capsule, glomeruli of kidney and basal lamina of all the epithelia. Okay, so these locations of these first 5 types you remember, and there it is important for your viva and MCQ. Okay, locations of first 5 types of collagen you read. Provide support to overlying epithelia and filtration barrier for kidney. Its deficiency lead to Alport's syndrome. So we have discussed the collagen fibers. Next we go to reticular fibers. This is also, you can say, type 3 collagen fiber is known as reticular fiber. So it is fine fibers mainly composed of type 3 collagen located in liver, intestine, lymphatic tissue except in the thymus, glands, nerves, bone marrow and muscles. It is produced by reticulocytes or fibroblasts. Staining is silver staining. In silver staining it appears black, and another staining it takes is the PAS staining, PAS positive, periodic acid sieve staining. Okay, PAS full form is periodic acid sieve staining. Okay, so here you can see this is one liver tissue. Okay, you have read the location, it is located in liver. So both of them are liver tissue. This is central vein around which these are cells. Cells are arranged in cords in the liver, and in between the cells here are the reticular fibers. These black lines you can see in between the cells. These are the reticular fibers, and it has been stained with silver staining. That's why it is appears black. Here also you can see, here is central vein around which cells are present. Here it has been taking orange color, cells are taking orange color, and this is Gomory's silver staining, and the in between the cells the black portions you can see, these black portions are the reticular fibers. Okay, understood? See here, this is reticular fibers. These are the cells, in between the cells, these black portions are the reticular fibers. Reticular fibers black in color forming a network in the liver, and the white spaces represents the sinusoids of the liver. Okay, where blood is lying. Within the sinusoids, blood is lying. Okay, blood are coming from the portal vein and also the hepatic artery in the liver. Oof. Okay, so these are the difference between the 3 types of fibers. Their location: collagen fiber located in tendons, ligaments, organ capsules. Elastic fibers are located in large vessels, lungs, ligamentum nuchae. Reticular fibers are located in basal lamina, dentine of the teeth, pulp, liver, spleen, lymph nodes. Course of these collagen fibers runs in bundles, and bundles are branching, and elastic fibers run singly and branch. Okay, both of them are taking pink color. And reticular fiber, this is type 3 collagen fiber, silver staining and form mesh like network. Okay, you have seen in liver tissue reticular fibers forming the mesh, and within the mesh the liver cells are lying, hepatocytes are lying. And striations on transmission electron microscopy. TEM is transmission electron microscopy. Okay, so here in collagen fibers striation is present, in elastic fiber it is absent, and in reticular fiber also it is present. Then physical properties: it has high tensile strength, it has highly elastic and little tensile strength, and it has little elasticity and tensile strength. Okay. And this chart I have taken from I.B. Singh. You see from the I.B. Singh histology book. Okay. Or I will show you later on. The lower part is not appearing. So next we go to the elastic fibers. So these are fine fibers located in the skin, blood vessels, ligamentum nuchae, elastic ligaments of vocal folds of larynx and lung. And in transmission electron microscopy, it has a central core of amorphous material surrounded by an outer layer of fibril, and the fibers do not show striations. See, this is the my electron microscopic view of the elastic fiber. Central amorphous material, and surrounding it, these are the outer layer of fibrils. This orange colored dots are the fibrils. So this is how it is formed. On electron microscopy, you will see this structure. So elastin, it is central core surrounded by fibrillin 1. It has glycine allowing coiling and stretching of the fiber. Desmosine and isodesmosine is also present in elastin. And special stain used are the Orsein and Verhoeff's methods are used. Okay, for staining this elastic fiber. These staining methods are important. Elastic fiber, you can use hematoxylin eosin. In hematoxylin eosin, it will appear pink. In elastic fiber, Orsein and Verhoeff's methods can also be used. And deficiency of elastic fibers will lead to Marfan syndrome. Abnormal fibrillin gene FBN1 located in chromosome 15. Huh? Ligamentum nuchae is one ligament connecting the tip of the spinous process of vertebra. One important nuchae, it is name has been given like this. Its name is like this. Connecting the spinous process of 7 cervical vertebra. Here it is located on the back. Okay. Huh? No. It is not nucleus. Not related to nucleus. It is the name given to the ligament. Okay, see here. This is a section of a blood vessel. Okay, this is the endothelium. Endothelium lining you have read in epithelium. It is simple squamous type of epithelium. Endothelium lining. Okay, and so it consists of 3 layers actually: tunica intima, tunica media, and tunica adventitia. Wall of the blood vessel, it consists of these 3 layers, and within the tunica media you see the pink lines. The pink lines are consist of elastic lamina formed by the elastic fibers. Okay, and in between the fibers, these are smooth muscle cells. The nuclei of smooth muscle cells here you can see. And this tunica adventitia, it consists of loose areolar connective tissue. Here also you can see the section of the blood vessels. And this is elastic fibers are seen in the form of lamina and section of elastic artery. Here this is hematoxylin eosin staining. Okay, so elastic fibers are taking pink stain, and this is Verhoeff's method, Verhoff staining. Okay, so it is taking slight elastic lamina fenestrated black in color. If staining is done by Verhoeff's method or Verhoff or Jeeson stain. Okay, Van Jeeson stain is used here. So we have discussed the 3 types of fibers in detail. Next we go to the cells. Okay. So you have to draw in your copy 3 types of fibers. And cells also you have to draw individual connective tissue cells in your histocopy. So ground substance cells and ground substance. So first we will discuss the ground substance or extracellular matrix. Interfibrillar and intercellular space in the connective tissue is occupied by the matrix, and which allows diffusion of metabolites and provide barrier for the microorganism. And it staining freeze drying method metachromatically with toluidine blue stain. This is how ground substance is stained, and it is pass positive, periodic acid shift positive. Okay, and it is composed of this ground substance composed of GAG, glycosaminoglycan. It includes the dermatan sulfate, keratan sulfate, and hyaluronan. Proteoglycans consist of agrican and syndecan, and glycoproteins consist of fibronectin and laminin. Okay, all this also you have to learn in your biochemistry. Okay, you have learned all this. Yes, GAG is there in biochemistry also. Okay, so you remember the extracellular matrix consists of these three substances. So GAG is long chain unbranched polysaccharides, highly negatively charged because of surface carboxyl groups. Hyaluronic acid forms long rigid molecule, and that provide attachment to proteoglycan molecules and binds with water and convert extracellular matrix into gel-like substance. Okay, proteoglycans, it is core protein, provides attachment to numerous glycosaminoglycan forming bottle brush structure. Then glycoprotein, they stabilize the extracellular matrix, and examples of these glycoproteins are fibronectin, laminin, entactin, tenascin, osteonectin, and chondronectin. Okay, it can sometimes come as a short note, extracellular matrix. Okay, next we go to cells of connective tissue. Okay, cells are classified into resident or fixed cells and wandering cells. Okay, these are migratory cells. Fixed cells are the fibroblast, adipose cells, macrophage, mast cells, and pericytes. And wandering cells are lymphocytes, plasma cells, neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, monocytes. You can see these wandering cells or migratory cells, all of them are generally coming from blood. All are the blood cells, okay, white blood cells. So that's why they are given the name wandering cells. So you can see the schematic picture. These schematic pictures you have to draw in your histocopy. Okay. So this is one fibroblast. Fibroblast is oval nuclei, and these projections are present, cytoplasmic projections. And when it gets matured, fibroblast can divide. When it gets matured, it will develop into fibrocyte like this. Okay. This is adipocytes. Within the adipocytes, this white area, it consists of the fat globule. Okay. During tissue staining, this fat globule is washed out, so it gives an empty look. Adipocytes appears empty, it also gives an empty look. In epithelium, we have learned goblet cells, mucus cells. Mucus is drained out, it has empty look. In adipocyte also, this fat globule is washed out and it gives an empty look. And you can see due to presence of fat globule, the nucleus is present peripherally. So it is giving a appearance of signet ring appearance. Okay, it is appearing like a ring, finger ring, it appears like a ring. So this appearance is important for adipocytes. Okay, signet ring appearance. And here you can see the mast cell nucleus and eosinophilic granules are there. Here is the macrophage, kidney nucleus, and basophilic, both type of granules are there, basophilic, eosinophilic. Neutrophil, this is neutrophil. Lobed nucleus is lobed, 3 or 4 lobes of nucleus are there, and also eosinophilic granules of some eosinophilic granules are present. Here is the plasma cell. Plasma cell is developed from B lymphocytes, okay, and its nucleus shows cartwheel appearance, okay, cartwheel appearance. This appearance of nucleus is important for plasma cells, cartwheel appearance. Here is the basophil. bilobed nucleus, and here you can see basophilic granules. That's why the name is given basophil. Okay, this is important. What type of granules are present in individual cells? Description of all these you also read in your physiology. In physiology, you have learned differential count. Okay, so it will also you learn in physiology. So basophil, this is bilobe nucleus, and remember this basophilic, that means violet colored granules. Okay, eosinophilic granules means it is pink colored granules. Say here eosinophil, pink colored granules and bilobed nucleus. Small lymphocytes, nucleus, rounded nucleus, and nucleus is almost filling the cell. Cytoplasm is very less, that's why small lymphocyte, and this is large lymphocyte, rounded nucleus, rounded or oval nucleus, and cytoplasm is cytoplasm is present in large amount than the small lymphocyte. Okay, so these are the different types of cells you have seen here. So fixed or resident cells, this is an important short note. You prepare cells of connective tissue. Very, very important short note for theory. Okay, cells of the connective tissue. Extracellular matrix can also come, but this does not come very frequently. This is very, very important. Cells of connective tissue, very important short note. So cells are fixed or resident cells, fibroblasts, adipose cells, macrophages, mast cells, pericytes. Wandering cells are these lymphocytes, plasma cells, neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, and monocytes. So we will discuss individual cells in details. See here, first we will discuss the fibroblast. Here, this is one fibroblast. Okay, this is seen from above, and this is structure of the fibroblast. It has cytoplasmic processes, and in the center you can see the nucleus. This is view from the side. Only two processes can be seen in sectional view. So fibroblast, most numerous cells of forming the collagen, elastic reticular fibers and matrix, contains abundant cytoplasm. You can see abundant cytoplasm, oval nucleus, and branch cytoplasmic processes. And fibrocyte is a mature and smaller cells. We have seen in previous picture, when fibroblasts get mature, it will develop into fibrocyte. In HE staining, nucleus visible and thin, pale, flattened processes are visible and most active during wound healing. Fibroblast helps in wound healing. Next is myofibroblasts. Features of both smooth cells and fibroblast is present. Myo means muscle cells, okay, and fibroblast means it's fibroblast. So both of the properties are present. Features of smooth cells and fibroblasts are present. Elongated spindle-shaped cells contains actin myosin. Actin myosin is present in muscle fibers. Okay, so here actin myosins are present, conferring contractile property and major role in wound healing and teeth eruption. Okay, so these are the function of myofibroblast. Then pericytes, where they are located, pericytes are present surrounding the endothelium of the capillaries and venules. It lies in the basal lamina of the endothelium. It has long euchromatic nucleus and several cytoplasmic processes that clasp the capillaries. Okay, so this is pericytes. So remember, it's lying surrounding the endothelium of the capillaries and venules. Next we go to adipocytes. Adipocyte can singly come as a short note, adipocytes. Okay. Adipocytes synthesize and stores lipid. Two types of adipocytes are there, unilocular adipocytes and multilocular adipocytes. Unilocular adipocytes found in white or yellow adipose tissue. See, this is unilocular adipocyte. Fat globule is larger in size and located and almost occupying whole of the cell. And in multilocular adipocytes, fat globules are smaller in size and they are multiple in number. Here single fat globule, here multiple small fat droplets are present. Okay. So unilocular adipocytes found in white or yellow adipose tissue functions as insulation or shock absorption. Special stain for unilocular adipocyte is oil red O, Sudan black B, Niels blue sulfate method. Okay. So if these staining methods are done, you can see the fat droplet properly. Okay. But in HE staining, it is washed out, so there will be empty look for fat globules. Located in cushions around vital organs, mammary pad of fat, orbit, retroperitoneal space, greater omentum. This is the location of unilocular adipocytes. Okay. Next we go to multilocular adipocytes found in brown adipose tissue and mostly found in newborn babies. Locations are important. In adult they are found in back and neck, scapular region and posterior abdominal wall, and it prevents excessive heat loss and promote thermoregulation in the newborns. Prepare adipocytes as a short note and draw those schematic diagrams of adipocytes. Next we go to the macrophage, also known as histiocytes or plasmocytes. So major function is phagocytosis of the bacteria and damaged tissue and inorganic particles and act as a antigen presenting cell. Here two types of macrophages are there, fixed and wandering macrophages. Langerhans cells, these are also macrophages fused to form a giant multinucleated cells. This is known as Langerhans cells. Here within the macrophage you can see nucleus is being separate, lysosomes are there, lysosomes will destroy the phagocytose material. Okay, lysosome has enzymes and cytoplasm is acidophilic. Next we go to mast cell, also known as histaminocyte because it releases histamine, and also known as mastocytes, located close to the blood vessels, mast cells. Cells are large, ovoid with centrally placed nucleus. This is nucleus. And cytoplasm has basophilic granules which contains heparin and histamine. This is important for Viva and MCQ. Okay. These granules contain heparin and histamine in mast cells. What stain it can be done? Periodic acid sieve stain, toluidine blue and Alcian blue. These are the staining method used to visualize the granules. Metachromasia is seen in the granules. Granules look purple to red with toluidine blue staining. And IgE, it is immunoglobulin E. Okay, this is important for your immunity, present on the cell surface of these mast cells. They release histamine, serine proteases, leukotriene C, and all these are released by, and heparin also. We have seen some heparin is present. So these are released by these mast cells. Next we go to plasma cells. Plasma cells also come as a short note, individual short note, plasma cells. Plasma cells are rounded, granular cytoplasm stained with basic dyes. So you can see these are oval separate cells, rounded or oval, granular cytoplasm and stained with basic dyes. So basophilia is there, numerous rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes are present in the cytoplasm. There is eccentric nucleus. See, here is the nucleus. Eccentric nucleus means nucleus is shifted to one side. It is not present in the center. Okay, that is known as eccentric nucleus. Eccentric term is you will get in other places also. Eccentric. Eccentric means shifted away from the center. And it nucleus has a cartwheel appearance. See here, their chromatins are clamped like this. That's why the nucleus gives a cartwheel appearance. Okay, cartwheel means this goru gadi chakar moto dekhte. Okay, so cartwheel appearance, so they resemble matured B lymphocytes without any power of cell division. Okay, and also Russell bodies present containing crystalloid. This is also an important feature of this plasma cells. So plasma cells or plasmatocytes derived from B cells are ovoid in shape with abundant cytoplasm containing rough endoplasmic reticulum. Russell bodies are present and large immunoglobulin containing inclusion bodies. What is Russell body? It is large immunoglobulin containing inclusion bodies. Okay, and these are called as Mott cells. Russell bodies are periodic acid shift positive. They are stained with periodic acid shift staining. See here, this is velar epithelium. Here you can see these are the plasma cells. Plasma cells are showing the nucleus appearance as cartwheel appearance. Okay, here is also cartwheel type of nucleus you can see. And here is one Russell body. Russell body has been shown. Next we go to the lymphocyte. Lymphocyte is involved in immune responses and it has deeply staining heterochromatic nucleus and thin rim of cytoplasm. Here you have seen in the schematic diagram lymphocytes rounded nucleus with very thin rim of cytoplasm in small lymphocyte, and rim of cytoplasm is larger in case of large lymphocyte. Okay, so it has deeply staining heterochromatic nucleus and thin rim of cytoplasm. It is grouped as B and T lymphocyte and NK cells, natural killer cells. Okay, three types of lymphocytes are present in our body. Next is we go to the pigment cells. They synthesize melanin pigment. Okay, here this is schematic representation of pigment cells located in the skin, iris and choroid where it is black stained. Okay, choroid is black, iris is also black, and skin hair is located. Here has this pigment cell. That's why hair is black in color. Okay, derived from neural crest cells, they protect from UV lights. This is the function of the pigment cells. Here you can, in this is distorted actually. These are the pigment cells, the brown colored ones. Next we go to the other white blood cells, neutrophils, basophil and eosinophil. Okay, here is neutrophil is 10 to 12 micrometer in diameter, nucleus is 3 to 5 lobes are present, phagocytosis of microorganism, this is the function, cytoplasm shows pink or reddish purple granules. Okay, next we go to basophil, neutrophil you have seen in the previous schematic diagram, many of those cells, and basophils also 10 to 12 micrometer, and cytoplasmic dark basophilic granules are there, release histamine, promote inflammation, contain histamine. Basophils you have seen in previous slides. Eosinophil, here only eosinophil you can see, and this is large lymphocyte, one lymphocyte. Eosinophil is about 10 to 14 micrometer in diameter, bilobed nucleus, you can see the nucleus is bilobed, and phagocytose, antigen antibody complexes. Cytoplasm is dark eosinophilic granules, induce allergic reactions and asthma attack, and found in parasite infections. Okay, in parasitic infection, the number of eosinophil increases in our blood. Generally, 0 to 1 eosinophil is present in normal blood count, differential count. But if there is allergic reaction, asthma attack or parasite infection, number increases. Okay. Lymphocyte, round nucleus, thin rim of cytoplasm. T lymphocyte leads to cell-mediated immunity. B lymphocyte, antibody-mediated immunity. NK cells destroy the cancer cells. So these are the functions of three types of lymphocytes. Monocytes, 12 to 20 micron in diameter, kidney-shaped nucleus, phagocytosis and differentiation into mononuclear phagocyte cells, that is macrophages. Okay. Next we go to individual types of connective tissue. So we have completed the cells, different types of cells present in the connective tissue. So if it comes as a short note, you have to write down 2 to 3 lines for each of the cells and draw a schematic diagram. Okay. And next we go to different types of connective tissue. First we will go to embryonic connective tissue. Embryonic connective tissue, mesoderm gives rise to embryonic connective tissue, and they are mesenchyme and mucoid connective tissue. Mesenchyme is found in embryo, consists of mesenchymal cells. Here you can see the mesenchymal cells. These are the mesenchymal cells. Okay, and this is mucoid tissue schematic presentation. Mucoid tissue you will see in the umbilical cord. Okay. So mesenchyme found in the embryo consists of mesenchymal cells. Space between the cells is occupied by ground substance, reticular fibers and collagen fibers. See, these spaces are included, these are occupied by these fibers, different types of fibers and ground substance. Adjacent cells are connected with each other by gap junctions. You can see the adjacent cells are connected with each other. Okay. Next we go to mucoid connective tissue present in umbilical cord. Okay, this is important. Name is important. Mucoid connective tissue is present in umbilical cord. Important for your MCQ. Two components are there, cells and Wharton's jelly. Okay. Cells are spindle shaped with long cytoplasmic processes. These are the cells having cytoplasmic processes, and Wharton's jelly consists of hyaluronic acid. Okay. These are forming the extracellular matrix, hyaluronic acid here. See, this is a section of the umbilical cord. Umbilical cord has two artery and one vein. Ava, you can remember like this. Artery, vein and artery. Okay, two arteries and one vein. This is umbilical vein. The wall is thin. Okay, and for artery, the wall is thickest and lumen will be small. Star-shaped lumen. And this material around surrounding these arteries, these are the mucoid material. Okay, formed by the Wharton's jelly, mucoid tissue. And this is the microscopic view and high power view of the mucoid tissue. These are the cells and Wharton's jelly. Okay, Wharton's jelly forming the intercellular matrix. As it gets removed during slide preparation, it appears white actually. Here like this you will see spindle shaped mesenchymal cells. This is transverse section of umbilical cord showing mucous connective tissue in HE staining. Okay, so spindle shaped mesenchymal cells you will see, mainly the nucleus of the cells, and in the mucoid material some collagen fibers you will see. Next we go to loose connective tissue or loose areolar connective tissue, and this so you have to draw in your copy different three types of fibers, the different types of cells and these different types of connective tissue. Okay, mucoid tissue, and here loose areolar connective tissue, dense regular connective tissue and dense irregular connective tissue. All these diagram you have to draw. So loose connective tissue or areolar tissue, this is schematic diagram. Widespread connective tissue of the body. It has fibers, cells and ground substance. See, these are the fibers. These are the collagen bundles. Collagen fibers lying in individual bundles. Okay. And these are the elastic fibers, the black ones, elastic fibers. And in between the fibers, these are the ground substances, and this nucleus are of different types of cells. Okay, nucleus of fibroblasts has been shown here. Okay, so loose areolar tissue consists of cells, all connective tissue cells. Fibers are all the three types of fibers are present. Okay, and extracellular matrix is abundant. This is important. Here extracellular matrix is abundant. Okay, and washed off during slide preparation. That's why empty spaces or areola is present. These are the locations of the extracellular matrix, and this appears empty after slide preparation. So location is lamina propria of the mucosa. Okay, mucosa of the intestine, lamina propria is there. Superficial fossa surrounding vessels and indifferent viscera. This is location of loose areola connective tissue. Function key, it supports, allows movement and expansion of viscera and vessels. This is function of the loose connective tissue or loose areolar connective tissue. So distribution of the loose areolar connective tissue, this is histological picture of loose areolar connective tissue. These dots are the cells of the different types of connective tissue cells. These are the fiber bundles. Different types of fibers are there. Collagen, elastic, okay, like this. Reticular fibers, there is special location. These collagen and elastic fibers are present in many of the tissues. Okay. Distribution of loose connective tissue in subcutaneous position in eyelid, scrotum, penis, submucous coat of the GIT, subserous coat, and interior of the viscera. This is the location of loose areolar connective tissue. And characteristics, it is the most generalized form, allows only limited movement because of its elasticity, meshwork of collagen and elastic fibers in all directions. That's why the elasticity and tensile strength is present. And the ground substance is formed by proteoglycans, cells, and fibers. Okay. So this is dermis section showing loose and dense connective tissue. Section of the dermis of the skin. Okay. In the dermis, there is also glandular portion, and this is irregularly arranged bundles of connective tissue. So we have completed loose areolar connective tissue, that was in lamina propria and other location I have shown you, and this is dense irregular connective tissue. Dense irregular connective tissue seen in the dermis of the skin. Okay, collagen fibers are more dense than the loose areolar. And in between the collagen fibers, you will see sections of some blood vessels, some adipose tissue like this. So, and this is picture of loose connective tissue seen in the mesentery. See, the spaces are more in loose areolar connective tissue, and in dense irregular connective tissue, spaces are very less. Collagen fibers are more in number. Okay. So dense connective tissue contains large amount of fibers, less cell and less matrix. Provides strength and protection. Two types of dense regular and dense irregular connective tissue are there. Dense regular connective tissue contains predominantly type 1 collagen, and bundles of collagen fibers show wavy appearance. Okay. See here, this is dense regular connective tissue. The collagen fiber bundles are more in number and they are lying in parallel bundles. Okay. So it is characterized by dense regular connective tissue. It will look like this. Okay. Dense regular connective tissue. Dense regular connective tissue will see in tendon. We have slide of tendon. Okay. Dense regular connective tissue. So it is characterized by presence of collagen fibers or fiber bundles arranged in orderly fashion parallel to each other. Nuclei of some cells, mainly fibroblasts, are seen between the bundles of collagen, and they are elongated or elliptical, and ground substance is less in amount. This is the characteristic features of dense regular connective tissue. This is seen in tendon. Okay, this we have slide of tendon here. So tendon has fibers, type 1 collagen fibers. It will look like this in your histological picture. These are the fiber bundles, these flattened nuclei. These are the nuclei of the fibroblast, and ground substance is very less in amount. So fibers, type 1 collagen fibers arranged in bundles, fiber arranged regularly and parallel to each other. Bundles show slight wavy appearance, dense regular connective tissue. Cells or tendinocytes, these are few in number elongated, lie parallel to collagen fibers. Coverings are the endotendinium covers bundles of collagen. Epitendinium covers the entire tendon and provide passage to the blood vessels. This is a section through the tendon. Here it will look like this. These are the collagen bundles and these flattened nuclei are of the fibroblast. Okay. These are the endoneurium covering individual fiber bundles. And within this endoneurium, we can see these are the sections of the blood vessels. Okay. And whole of the tendon is covered by the epitendinium. Here, this is epitendinium lying on the outside of the tendon. Next we go to, so dense regular connective tissue, example is tendon. You write it down. Dense regular connective tissue. Example is tendon. And dense irregular connective tissue. Dense irregular connective tissue you will see in dermis of the skin. And loose areolar connective tissue. Loose areolar connective tissue, here we have slides of ovary, stroma of the ovary. Example is stroma of the ovary. Okay, so these three slides we have, and also we have slides of umbilical cord. You write it down which slides we have. Umbilical cord, mucoid tissue. And we also have slide of adipose tissue. Okay, you have to note down the adipose cells. Adipose tissue. Okay, so these slides you have to see in your histolab. Okay, so we'll go to next. So dense irregular connective tissue mostly consists of fibers and small amount of ground substances. Cells are mostly fibroblasts located in the dermis of the skin, dura, epineurium, periosteum. This is the location. Okay, so we have dermis of the skin. Dura mater is meninges, epineurium is covering of the neuron, periosteum is covering of the bone. Okay, so these are the location of dense irregular connective tissue. Cells are mostly fibroblasts. See here, this is a dense irregular connective tissue seen in the dermis of the skin. These are the fiber bundles, and fiber bundles here, this is schematic diagram. Fiber bundles are present, but fiber bundles are not parallel to each other. In dense regular, fiber bundles are parallel to each other. But in dense irregular connective tissue, fiber bundles are directed in different directions. Okay. And here is one section of blood vessel. So it is characterized by dense irregular connective tissue dermis of the skin, characterized by irregularly arranged bundles of collagen fibers, and that stain pink. In stretch preparation, they are seen in wavy bundles. Other fibers present are the elastic and reticular fibers, can be seen only with special stains, and few cells are present fibroblasts and less ground substance. See, these are the nuclei of the fibroblasts lying within the fiber bundles. Okay, flattened nuclei. So you will see like this in under the microscope. Different fiber bundles are directed in different directions. See here, this is skin. So this part is the epidermis. Okay, below this line, this is the dermis. This is example of dense irregular connective tissue. This is pink material is the keratin. You have, this is a picture of thick skin. Okay. So no hair is present in previous picture. Thick skin have no hairs, and this keratin layer is will be very thick. Next we go to adipose tissue. It is also specialized connective tissue that stores fat, consists of adipocytes or fat cells. Two types are there for adipose tissue, yellow or white, and brown adipose tissue. Okay, yellow adipose tissue is highly vascular tissue. Yellow adipose tissue adipocytes are unilocular, nucleus is flat and peripherally placed, cytoplasm is empty, only thin rim of cytoplasm can be seen, peripherally placed. Locations are superficial fossa, yellow bone marrow, surrounding viscera. Function is insulation and protection. And brown adipose tissue, adipocytes are multilocular, nucleus is rounded and peripherally placed. Cytoplasm appears foamy in appearance because the fat droplets are washed out. Location is newborn in the back and scapular region. In adults, function is thermogenesis. Okay, heat production. It helps in heat production in the child, newborn child. So adipose tissue comes as a short note. You have to write like this. Okay, and if adipose cells come, you have to write two types of cells: unilocular and multilocular cells. So yellow adipose tissue, see this is the schematic diagram of adipose cells, and adipose cell tissue will show like this. These are the cells, you can see peripherally placed nucleus, signet ring appearance, and very thin rim of cytoplasm near the periphery of the cell. And the cells are lying in groups, okay. And these are the stroma. Stroma is dividing it into different lobules, and stroma contains section of this blood vessels. Okay, so empty appearance of the cytoplasm, fat globule is washed out, flat peripherally placed nuclei, and adipocytes, these are the fat cells, are located in groups. So yellow adipose is highly vascular. In HE staining, fat gets washed out, cells show empty appearance with thin rim of cytoplasm and peripheral flat nucleus. Located in superficial fossa, yellow bone marrow, omentum, mesentery around viscera. It helps in energy storage, insulation and protection of the viscera. These are the function. See here, it will look like this. This is high power view. These are the adipose cells, okay, unilocular adipose cells, and these are section of some blood vessels. Peripherally placed nucleus and empty appearance of the cytoplasm. These 2 points you have to remember for adipose tissue. Brown adipose tissue, you will see this multilocular cells. Brown in color, smaller than yellow adipocytes, found in newborn babies, in adult located in back and neck, scapular region and posterior abdominal wall. If this brown adipose tissue is present in adults, their basal metabolic rate is generally very high. Okay, so they will be generally thin and lean. Weight gain is not there in if brown adipose tissue is present. It prevents excessive heat loss and it regulates thermogenesis. This is the main function of brown adipose tissue, thermogenesis, okay, heat production. So this is function of connective tissue, whole of the connective tissue. It merely supportive and protective in function, provides mechanical support. It has some defensive action due to presence of different types of cells, maintains integrity of the organ and diffusion of nutrients and waste materials through this connective tissue layer. Okay, that's all. So you have to see those 5 slides. Loose areolar connective tissue, we have stroma of the ovary, mucoid tissue, umbilical cord, okay, dense regular connective tissue, tendon, dense irregular connective tissue in dermis, okay, all these you have to see.
Okay, so this is a slide of white fibrous tissue. You will see the fiber bundles, collagen fiber bundles mainly, and some cells, nuclei of the cells you can see. Okay, flattened violet colored dots you will see in between the fiber bundles for this white fibrous tissue. Okay, and ground substance is washed out generally during slide preparation, and very little amount of ground substance is present in fibrous tissue mainly. Okay, so you see this slide, you first see the explanations, after that you will. Okay, so this is a silence everyone. So this is a slide of ovary from above the white area. After the white area, the ovary is starting. So outside there will be covering epithelium, germinal epithelium. After that you will see the cortex. Cortex is more dense. After that you will see the medulla of the ovary. Medulla consists of the stroma of the ovary. In this medulla portion you will see the loose areolar connective tissue. Okay, connective tissue is less dense, less pink in color, and you will see some cells and some bundles of fiber. Okay, here some artifacts are present due to during staining some overlapping or shredding has been occurring. So that's why some artifacts are there. You see mainly the medulla portion in this lower part, and it is loose areolar connective tissue. Okay, example of loose areolar connective tissue. Here also you can see the loose connective tissue fiber bundles, and in between the fiber bundles some cells. Nuclei of prominent nuclei can be seen in between the fiber bundles here. Okay. So loose connective tissue slide is this. Okay. So silence everyone. So this is a slide of skin. Okay. Above you can see the epidermis, very thin epidermis. This is a thin skin, section of thin skin. Above you will see the epidermis. After the dermis is starting. Okay. Dermis is example of dense irregular connective tissue. Okay. Within the dermis you can see the hair follicles like this. Multiple hair follicles are present, and within the hair follicle you will see the hair is present. Hair is black in color due to presence of the pigment cells. Okay, and see within the dermis fiber bundles are directed in different directions. Okay, and some section of blood vessels are also there within the dermis. Okay, this is very good slide of adipose tissue. Okay, you can see the empty loop of individual adipose cells, and they have a peripheral rim of cytoplasm and peripherally placed nucleus, flattened or rounded nucleus, peripherally placed. Signet ring type of appearance, and empty loop, that is important. And in between the cells are lying in groups. Okay, and in between them there is some stroma. Within the stroma some sections of blood vessels are there. Okay, understood? Okay, this is a slide of tendon. Okay, teased tendon, actually tendon has been teased with some sharp object, that's why the fibers are not lying together. Okay, so you can see it is example of dense regular connective tissue. Okay, dense regular connective tissue, so fiber bundles are lying parallel to each other. Okay, in between the fiber bundles some fibroblast cells, their nuclei you will see, and in some, if present, some blood vessel sections can also be seen. Okay, so you see the section of tendon, dense regular connective tissue. Okay, so this is a slide of umbilical cord. Okay, listen carefully. Slide of umbilical cord. Okay, so here you will get the milkwood tissue. Okay, cells with nuclei and multiple processes you can see, mesenchymal cells, and ground material is the hyaluronic acid formed by the hyaluronic acid. So it is an example of milkwood tissue in the umbilical cord. You see this milkwood tissue. Okay, understood everyone?